Buenos tardes, amigos y amigas, and welcome to the GearyCast live stream of Algeciras versus Málaga from the Estadio Nuevo Mirador. We have been saved at the very last minute by Alex Ashmore. Otherwise, I thought I was flying solo. How are you, Alex Ashmore?
I'm doing very well. Looking forward to this one. It feels, well, I guess 6 o'clock on a Saturday. We haven't had one of these kickoffs in a few weeks, or am I?
It's hard. It's very hard. I mean, I've been back from Manchester for about 5 minutes. I think it's like messes everybody's plans up. But before we get our talking done, Alex, I'll just let the guys know the current starting lineup. So we have Herrero, Joaquin, Einar, Monte, Dani Sanchez, Genaro, a bit of a surprise, Juanpe, Manu Molina, David Ferrero, David Larrubia, and centre forward we have Roberto back. Does anything surprise you about that, Alex, or anybody in the comments? What do we think about this team?
I mean, I'm happy that Roberto's back. Obviously, I think he is our main man. And, I think a game like today, it's a football cliche day, and I hate using football cliches, but...
You've been out, Alex.
Just drop me a water bottle. No, yeah, I don't know. I hate using the phrases like this, but if we want to picture ourselves up at the top of the table at the end of the season, we have to win today. And Algeciras are beatable, so I expect nothing less than 3 points.
I totally agree. I mean, I personally think this is going to be a very, very tough game. Algeciras unbeaten in 5. They've only lost 1 in 9 for anyone who didn't catch the pod midweek. So these are no fools. But like we've said a few times, anybody playing Malaga seems to be their cup final. Or I don't know if that's us being a bit big-headed maybe. Jumping straight in those comments with our good friend Frederick. Good evening, lads. Vamos Malaga. Don't really see why Dani Lorenzo is out from the starting 11. I don't. Maybe the broken finger is a little bit more of an issue than we actually thought. Michael Phillips, hi lads, happy with the lineup. Vamos Malaga. And also Frederick back again. I am happy with the lineup beyond that. Have we heard anything, Alex, regarding Dani Lorenzo? Or do you think it is maybe just a rest or the finger because he's been on great form?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously he's one of our best players. He's had his moments where maybe he's not played well, but I think it could be a combination of just looking to rotate things. It is, game 29? Yeah. So, we don't want to go hell for leather with these players because there are some more important games coming up. So maybe it was just a case of he could have played, but don't want to risk aggravating anything. And it's a finger injury, so it's not like it's not a hamstring or anything like that. So I think probably more erring on the side of precaution from Payet there, if anything.
Yeah, I think now obviously we've known all season that we have got a strong squad. It's just very, very rare that we actually get a chance to see that squad due to 7 and 8 injuries at once. So yeah, I have no issues with it. I'd rather be seeing him, but we didn't see Dani Lorenzo for the first 6 months of the season effectively. So hopefully somebody. I mean, I'm quite excited to see Juanpe. We've not really seen much of Juanpe. And there's Nick Bell in the comments. I miss you. Who is currently sat behind a large vehicle, I believe, in some traffic somewhere. But we'll stride on, I suppose. Guys, in the comments, if you'd like to put your score predictions in, I've gone for a 2-1 Malaga victory. However, the devil in the back of my head also says that this stinks of a 0-0.
Yeah, the pessimist in me thinks that as well. As happy in parts I've been with our performance this season, we are very capable of not turning up. And I think defensively we've been quite good this season. That's been the more consistent side of things. But attacking wise, there have been weeks where I've wondered whether it's Malaga or I'm actually watching a under 10 school team who given a week wouldn't be able to score a goal against a second bottom side like Melilla.
Yeah. It has. It's been a good season, but it's definitely had its strange moments, hasn't it?
It has.
I think a lot of it is injuries. We haven't really had our main 11 out too much, I don't really think. But I don't know. I think it's just this league as well. This league fucks with your mind. It really does. You're playing somebody who, like we saw the other week, who's playing on effectively a beach, barely win a game, and then Malaga were really bad that day. Like, how do you go into that kind of game with negativity, not believing you can beat a team like that?
Yeah. Well, I think it's one of those seasons where it is anyone can beat anyone. You think you're going into a game where you think we should be getting 3 points, and then somehow you come away with nothing. And yeah, it's partly down to our inconsistency. I think we've not been the best this season. Obviously, we're up there, but if I'm being brutally honest, I think we're probably up there because the competition isn't that good in terms of, there's 4 or 5 good teams in the division, and the rest they can turn up on the day, but then the rest of the teams, rather poor, to be honest. I think there's no team in the division that's, maybe Castellon earlier on, but obviously they've dipped off. But I don't think there's any team in the division where you think, oh, on their day they can beat anyone. And I think Malaga have proved that we do have our days where we can not turn up and lose against teams that you're not expecting us to lose against.
Yeah, interestingly, you mentioned Castellon there, Alex. Obviously, they're going through a really sticky patch. Are Castellon as good as we've said for the last 7 months, or they're definitely a club with a hell of a lot of potential if everything does go in the right direction?
Yeah, no, obviously they're big's the wrong word. They're a strong club. They've hired some decent players over the last few windows, mainly in the summer. But I think they've done their business well, and they've built for going up this season. Obviously, they came close, and they're rather hacked off that they didn't do it last year. So
really hacked off, really.
I think they're built to go out of this division, but it is, I think, probably the best way to describe it is to compare it to something like the Championship in England. No matter how much you spend on the squad, if you're not, consistent week in, week out, and those players aren't putting in the performances to get you the 3 points, then you're not going to get out of the division. And well, up until maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, we thought they were going to run away with it, but now they're slipping a little bit.
They are, and I totally agree with what you're saying, Alex. Like we say, it's an unload league. Castellon, yes, have the advantage of being in it before, but like you've just said, they suffered severe heartache at the end of last season by not going up, and we've seen it 1,000 times in the UK, etc., where a team really struggles after such a heartache. Whereas Castellon very much have for 6 or 7 months been the dominant force in this division. Hopefully, they keep slipping up, and it allows Malaga a great opportunity back in. We've got Stevie Jackson, evening all, and he's going for a 1-1. Interestingly, Steve, Michael Phillips has gone for a 0-1. So if I'm working this out correctly, that means a Malaga 1-0 victory. And I would take that all day. I would take a bad game and a 1-0 victory for sure. Just noticing up in the top corner, Alex, we have actually got 47 live viewers at the moment, which is fantastic. So thank you all for this. Please, if you're new, get involved in them comments. It's what we want. It's what we're here for. Anything you like to know, we'll try and answer for you. But yeah, we're all here together. We're all Vamos Malaga. We all have Cerveza. Vamos. Did you listen to the pod midweek, Alex, at all?
I did not. I've had quite a busy week.
We had a lot of talk about this ground. I personally like it, whereas Nick and Matt was a little bit more thinking it's a bit plastic in terms of it's not your standard shit house of a third-tier Spanish ground. But, I mean, Matt was saying very much how it's a shipyard town. You can see in the background there all the big containers. But like a lot of great Spanish, you can see palm trees, which I fucking love.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't, on the camera, you can't see what's behind.
Yeah.
But, I think it does the job. It seems like a nice little stand, and luckily it's Spain, so rain isn't really a thing that occurs much down on the south coast, so cover isn't an issue. Trying to spot the Malaga fans
Well, interesting. Yeah, funnily enough, I'm not sure if Malaga is actually beneath the camera because we haven't seen it. Although we've not really seen Herrero so far.
No, I think because I remember seeing the tweet about where the tickets go out on sale this week. You see a lot of the tweets, but I think we're sort of one of the corners. I think I'm not sure which side. I want to say the right-hand side, as if we're looking at it now.
Well, that's interesting. So, for anybody who, again, like yourself, Alex, didn't hear the podcast, or just to refresh your memory, when we played Algeciras at home, it was the phantom battle in the tunnel between both captains, Genaro and Ivan Torrijos, to which Torrijos just gone straight through Manu Molina. And who was the first player to run straight over to Torrijos? I think it was Genaro. But again, just to refresh anybody's memories, it was the last game of 2023. Malaga won 2-1. We was very, very comfortable for 78 minutes, maybe more. And then Dione very, very stupidly got a second yellow, got sent off. Algeciras scored straight away, and it was very much squeaky bum time.
Well, there was 3 sendings off in that game, wasn't there?
There was. Genaro, Torrijos, and Dione.
We just managed to hold on for the 3 points.
We did. For anybody who doesn't really know much about Algeciras, they are, like we say, they are currently 7th place. They're 4 points outside the playoff places. They've lost 1 game in 9. They've only actually lost 2 games at the Estadio Nuevo Mirador. There's no real player who scores the goals. I think they're just a dogged team, which seems to work very well for themselves.
I mean, in that sort of essence, just outside the playoffs, it feels like a bit of a sort of, if you win a few games, you're there. If you look at Ceuta, they were sort of low mid-table, sort of struggling earlier on in the first half of the season, but now they're sort of, not pushing playoffs, but they're there or thereabouts. So, yeah, it can all change if you put a few runs, put a few wins together, and well, I guess Algeciras have always been there or thereabouts. That playoff.
What minute are you on, Alex? What minute are you on? Just for
10:03.
Yeah, we're roughly the same. David Larubi, a free kick 25 yards out. Unfortunately, hits the wall and goes out. We've not really spoke much about the game so far, Alex. I think it very much is a we say this so many times, it's a very slow-paced start to this Malaga game.
I think all Malaga games are slow-paced, aren't they?
Exactly. So for anybody who isn't watching, however, listening to our voices and watching us, you haven't really missed anything so far, apart from some decent scenery, I believe.
Yeah. Well, it's a Nissan dealership and some form of shopping centre.
Something else. Malaga seem to be maybe settling to the ground a bit more. We've seen their goalkeeper once or twice. We've recently had a corner, but yeah, nothing to shout about. So, whilst we've got a little break, Alex, how has Madrid been treating you lately? And you've also been to Geneva, was it?
I've been all over the place, actually. I've been Zurich, Lausanne, and Turin in Italy. So, yeah, been on a little trip away for the university. Went to FIFA's headquarters, went to the Olympic headquarters or the IOC, and then went to Juventus and their headquarters. And good shot. Corner. No? Corner? Goal kick. I can't work out what the referee
is. I think it's gone straight through.
Straight through.
There's the Malaguistas. So the Malaguistas are actually behind Herrero's goal. Yeah, so it sounds like rock and roll, Alex, working for maybe the biggest club in the world, Real Madrid. Who would have thought it?
It's been good fun. And if you can't get enough of me on the Geary Cast, you can see me once again on Real Madrid TV next week talking about, well, not a lot actually, because it's International Week. So it's sort of finding topics in an International Week. But I'm sure there'll be lots of things to talk about. And given that it is Real Madrid, and well, today we've both been at games this afternoon. I was at probably a slightly more slow-paced game than you were.
I don't know. Although, so for anybody, well, obviously not a lot of people know, I went to watch the Manchester derby, Man City versus Man United ladies game. First ladies game I've been to. It was more for my ground hopping trip, but I was really impressed. It was such a good game, but a lot slower paced. But you've seen how much the women's game has grown. Like the football, what they play, like the Man City girls at the back play like the Man City men's team would. The confidence with the ball, the tiki taka. Sometimes you're thinking, what the hell are they doing? Get rid of it. But they seem to be in complete control of it. The Man United ladies brought maybe 1,000 fans in their end, but it was very much like scattered. Everybody seemed to get on. Whereas obviously, like we know it, at the other game, people would battle like hell. But yeah, it was just a really cool environment. And then a hectic drive back to Doncaster to come and see you guys on this place. And yourself, Alex. Yeah. So where have you been today?
I've been at the Bernabeu. There's no La Liga action today. It's an international break. And I was watching Real Madrid Legends against Porto Legends. So
yeah, mine might have been a little bit faster than yours, then maybe. Yeah, I'd like to think so.
I mean, one of the players that I was watching he's 60 years old, so speed isn't one of his top qualities. But yeah, seeing players like Clarence Seedorf, Luis Figo, Zinedine Zidane, Emilio Butragueño, Raúl, Iker Casillas, all very good players on their day, but obviously haven't played professional football for a few years now. So a slightly slower pace than you would have expected from their heyday. But yeah, it was a good experience to see those players. Porto ended up winning 1-0. But yeah.
I thought Legends matches are normally like 33-40 and stuff like
that. Yeah. Well, I said just as the game kicked off, I was like, I have a feeling this is either going to be 0-0 or 7-8. So
yeah.
But no, it was good fun. And all of the money, I'm pretty sure all of the money, or at least a large amount of the money, is being donated to ALS, which is a charity. It's part of the Real Madrid Foundation, so it was a charity match, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's the main thing. When we was driving on, we had the radio on, and it's Liverpool Legends versus Ajax Legends today.
Yeah.
As we are talking about Malaga currently, Kiki Masampa came on for Ajax, interestingly.
Okay.
But that is obvious. I don't know what charities it were for, but for anybody who didn't know, Sven-Göran Eriksson was actually the Liverpool manager today. Obviously, he's never been Liverpool manager, but as he's recently been diagnosed with cancer, Liverpool jumped on it straight away and offered him the chance to take a dream job, in his words, for the day. And I might get pelters for this. I'm not a massive Liverpool supporter. I don't like Liverpool in the slightest. However, that is absolutely brilliant from the club. What isn't brilliant is Malaga's defending, it seems.
Oh, God.
However, our boy Don Herrero saves us once more. That sent too easy, Alex.
Very easily through there. You didn't even have to. Well, it looked offside. Obviously, it's one of those runs.
I was thinking the same. Do you think sometimes our very, very high line hinders us a bit? Have we got the recovery pace in our centre line?
We don't have the recovery pace, nor do we have the tactical whereabouts to play it. I don't think. Well,
I think, like you said earlier, defensively, we've been fantastic all season. Our stats speak for himself. It would be very interesting for anybody who's got a lot of spare time on their hands to look back at the goals what Malaga's actually conceded this season and see if there is any links. Do we concede set pieces? Do we concede from the left, the right? I don't know. It sounds like a job for myself normally. I mean, I am that sad to probably go back and watch them all.
Unfortunately, though, this season's stats are a little bit harder to come by. They're not as detailed. Whereas last year in Segunda, we had a lot more detailed stats from all the apps, SofaScore, FotMob, whatever it may be. But when you get down to this level, those sort of websites stop doing those sort of things.
It really does.
But if you're a stat man and you're interested in all the stats, have a look at Soccerway. It's quite a good website. They do very good stats for these sort of games. SofaScore do a little bit, but
yeah. So I think SofaScore seem all right as well. If you want to look into details of SofaScore, seems the app to check out. Sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong. Or Alex, you may be better for this. About the link. Is the air?
Itier Madera. Yes. I assume when you say link, Itier, you mean for the game. It's on FEF TV. You have to pay a subscription fee for FEF TV, and there's two options. You can buy the Primera option, which means you can just watch Primera, or you can buy the full package, which means you can watch both Primera and Segunda. I believe there's not much difference in the whole package. I think you've got the whole package, haven't you, Luke?
Yeah, I think it's $9.99 or $11.99 or something like that. And interestingly, when we was in Torremolinos last week, there was 0 English channels. However, we had, I think it was Goal, which basically had 24 hours, a circle of futsal. And surprisingly, when you've had a few cervezas at night, it's been a long, long day, you're ready for bed. All I know is Cordoba. I can't remember what kind of Cordoba team it is, but they are very good at futsal. Every time the telly on, it seems to be Cordoba of some kind. Just jumping into those comments again, we have Frederick, who has gone with 2-1 Malaga, like myself. He's also said, recommend that you take a look at Algeciras mascot. What is that thing? I refuse to believe they weren't all high and drunk when they made that mascot. So this must be bold because we've got Super Bokeh and nobody knows what the hell Super Bokeh is or where he came from. So this is interesting. It is a bit of I don't know. You don't see too many mascots these days, I guess, around the grounds, do you? I know Super Bokeh is very, very lively, but besides that,
yeah. I mean, I saw their mascot. I can see it now. I can't work out what it is.
Who's Real Madrid's mascot, Alex? So do we know? Surely, if anybody you've met him or them.
Actually, I've never.
See, now I'm looking back to Tottenham. I've never seen a Tottenham mascot.
I don't really think. Yeah, I don't really think Real Madrid have one. Yeah, it's because obviously you get those La Liga mascot races. I don't know if you've seen those.
Yes, they're quite comical.
But yeah, I don't think Real Madrid have a mascot. There's never really one patrolling around on the sidelines before match day. And well, yeah, the ones I can think of the top of my head, obviously Super Pepino from Leganés.
Yeah.
And Super Bokeh, Malaga. But yeah, Real Madrid, I don't think have a mascot. Well, unless they do have one, but not an official one.
Interestingly there, Alex, did you notice what was happening with Roberto?
I saw him voicing some sort of complaint towards the referee. I'm not sure what for.
Yeah, so what it is, by the looks, I think Roberto and the Algeciras centre-half have both been given a yellow card for something off the pitch. FEF have only showed, what was he called, Jose Pinto. But the camera's showing Roberto a hell of a lot. So I don't know if anybody can confirm that, but I do believe Roberto's picked up Malaga's first yellow card of the afternoon. Which now, I mean, obviously after last week's incident with Dione, which was horrific in the stadium, really, really weird atmosphere after that. But more than ever now, Roberto staying out of trouble and keeping healthy is key. Although Dione, I believe Dione is going to be out for 2 weeks, do we think?
Yeah, I don't think it's too long term.
Isn't Spanish football the same as English? The protocol, the concussion protocol?
I'm not sure. I would imagine it's fairly similar protocol wherever you are, but I'm not sure whether La Liga have more intricate rules. Obviously, it's, I guess, not La Liga, sorry, the federation. But yeah, I don't think it's, well, a couple of weeks injury. I say this, it sounds harsh, but To be honest, I don't think we'll miss him as much as we did Roberto.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we said it after. I mean, I know we haven't seen too much of Aviles, but I'm not a fan. I don't. He looked very uninterested last week. I thought on the pod they was very kind to him, if anything, on the review show.
What was last week?
It must be hard when you're getting minutes here and there to really stamp your authority.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously coming on loan, having not played a lot, I think he was always going to struggle. I don't really understand the signing in the first place anyway, to be honest.
No.
What was last week like? Was it good fun?
The game? Oh, brilliant.
The whole week.
We say it every time. You can never get bored of going to that place, especially when you come away with 3 points. But yeah, it was a lovely afternoon. Myself, Laura. Oh, Málaga on the counter attack. Yeah, myself, Laura, Paul Henahan were there, and Matt, obviously. Yeah, it's a lovely day, and Málaga played really well. But the chances usually, as usual, nearly came and bit us in the arse late on, because the Intercity ghost goal was definitely a goal in my eyes. It was about a yard over the line.
Yeah, I think for anyone trying to argue that it wasn't, I know Alfonso Herrera was trying to argue that it wasn't, it was a goal.
It looked it in the ground. It really did. And if we did end up dropping points there, then Malaga are only to blame, because, again, like I've just mentioned, the chances what we miss nearly every week. One of the best parts of the weekend was I've joined my my Peña.
Peña
Torremolinos. So shout out to my amigos and amigas, who, funnily enough, I'm not sure if you've seen the WhatsApp group, Alex, but obviously our guy Matt Harrison is out in Algeciras. And he messaged saying the La Callejuela Peña boys are here and they are very, very intoxicated.
Yeah,
so my kind of Peña. That is my guys.
I saw the video of the guy on the drum.
The drummer.
Yeah, he looked like he'd had a few.
Yeah. I mean, the initial plan wasn't to join the Peña. I just wanted a scarf. But then I thought, oh.
Decent header.
No. Yeah, so for €20, I thought, well, it'd be rude not to. I mean, I might never use it, but I'll shout these guys out as much as I can. Interestingly, though, we've got Ceuta in 2 weeks, and then I'm heading over for the Cordoba game away in Cordoba.
Nice.
Very, very excited about that. I've never done an away game. We know how hard it can be to get tickets and stuff like that. But by the sounds, we've got links for my Peña. Have got the links, which sounds very good. But also, I believe that the Geary Army are putting a bus on.
Okay, nice.
So there's quite a few. But I mean, I did originally say, just for the sheer fact of wanting to go, if worst comes to worst, I would happily go in the Cordoba end. I just want to see a Malaga away game, but I want to be at the 93rd minute. I want to be bounced up and down to Una Gitana Loca after a massive Malaga 3 points. But we will see. We will see what the future brings for us.
Malaga away days are special.
Yeah, so where did you go, Alex? So you've been to quite a few, haven't you?
I've done Almeria away, Extremadura away, which was interesting. Fuenlabrada, which Matt and I did.
Was that the Ontiveros Rata? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to think if I've done any others. Oh, Cartagena away. And well, we'll be there, although it's not an away game for me because I'll be in the press box. But for Atletico Madrid B, I will be there.
Oh, will you actually be in press for that as well then?
Yeah, hopefully. If not, I'll be going in the away end. So yeah, which is the week after Ceuta. So 2 Malaga games in a row, which is quite nice. They're not often, well, as funny as it sounds, it's actually probably, well, you guys living in the UK, you've been out to more games than I have this season. I've only been to 1 this season so far.
The thing is, Alex, you say back-to-back Malaga games is quite nice. I guarantee that 2 weeks will be the most stressful 2 weeks of this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably be very nervous coming into both games, as I usually am. wanting a Malaga win. It's never guaranteed.
No.
Malaga decide on the day whether they're going to win or not. They don't. They don't.
Well,
They
even closer to home for yourself, as the season goes on and the games are ticking by, and ourselves and Cordoba pulling Ibiza and Castellon back inch by inch. The Castilla game, the last game of the season, could be huge. I thought Paul Henahan's going over for it, and I thought it could be a bit of a nothing game. Malaga in the playoffs, Castilla 11th, nothing to play for whatsoever. But I don't know. We'd like to think that we have a slight chance come the end.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an interesting game. I think Malaga will bring a few. I was having a word with the press officer at Castilla, and he said that we're going to get the other side of the stand. Hopefully, there'll be a few Malaga fans, and yeah, it'll be I guess a new experience. Well, we did play Real Madrid Castilla early on. We drew 1-1, I think it was.
Castilla were by far the better team.
Well, Castilla have struggled a little bit this season, but on their day, obviously,
they are currently struggling right now, Alex. Currently struggling.
Very good youth players.
Unfortunately, Castilla are currently getting beat 1-0 to Castellon.
Well, it's a tough game.
Fingers crossed, Castilla can do a job on Castellon.
Yes. No, I will. I think they've been struggling. It's not been the best season, but on their day, they've got some very good youth players in, Nico Paz, Theo Zidane, and they've got some wonderful players who, can produce some quality. Nico Paz obviously scoring against Napoli in the Champions League. So he's got some experience in the first team sphere.
You never know what to expect from the B teams, especially ones of the standard of Real Madrid, Barcelona, etc. They're there for a reason. They're the next step away from greatness for a reason. Granted, they're all not going to make it. They're all not going to play for Real Madrid and Barcelona, etc. But there's a couple of players in there who are so close to playing for the biggest clubs in the world. So that you never know what team is going to turn up on the day for him.
And obviously, the man himself, Raul, is the manager.
And what a better guy to learn from.
Pretty special. Well, so they've got a few good coaches in that setup. The under-19 manager is Arbeloa.
Really?
He's been doing a really good job with the under-19s. And Raul is the Castilla manager. So, some very good quality coaches who are, well-known Real Madrid players on their day in the past. So, some good heads to lean on for those youngsters.
So it's good that Real Madrid, a club the size of Real Madrid, keep a bit of identity in terms of the old players, because obviously being Real Madrid, they could probably get the greatest under-19s coach in the world, the greatest reserve team coach, the best of the best academies. But I suppose keep it in-house, it does bring it just level fields it a little bit more, brings them back down to earth.
Yeah, well, I think as much as good shot.
Very good shot.
I think as much as with that level, you can bring in the good quality coaches. If you bring in someone like Arbeloa, who's played for Real Madrid numerous times, numerous is an understatement. He's one of the biggest names in Real Madrid history of the recent 15 years. Raul, obviously, probably one of the biggest names ever. One of the top scorers in the club's history. Playing for Real Madrid, you have to know how to do it, and to have a manager who's done it and done it well, I think is invaluable, because as much as a good young coach would be able to teach those lads how to become footballers, it's a different thing going on to play for Real Madrid. It's not like playing for any other club. It's the best club in the world, and you have to have that knowledge and experience to be able to make it in the big time.
It's like for many of the top teams, there comes a lot of an added pressure playing for teams like that. You can't just chuck a random 16. Well, saying that, Barcelona seem to be doing it, but La Masia work very differently. We all know that.
They're forced to.
Yeah, 100%. So just jumping back to this game currently, Alex, with 32 minutes in, noticeably of the last 10 minutes, Malaga seem to be a lot more on top. They've had 3 or 4 good efforts from range. Algeciras still look dangerous on the counter attack, but it just seems like Malaga are starting to take control a little bit.
Yeah, we seem to be putting a foot on a game, and well, I think we are the better team. We haven't created a lot. I think maybe that header and then the shot that we just had. So I think that's the one thing I would change. But to be honest, if you said to me at the beginning of each week, can you write a script for Malaga games? I could write it, and it probably wouldn't change week to week that much. So opening 30 minutes, cagey, not a lot going on, and more likely that we go 1-0 down than 1-0 up. And well, if we go 1-0 down, then we start playing football because we realise, oh, blimey, we've got to get a result now. So yeah, slow starts have been the story of our season, and it's been another slow start today.
Yeah, totally agree. There's been so many of these first halves, which has been the exact same. I mean, we've sat here all season and struggled at times for things to talk about. That's why we sometimes float away from the actual game, but we're all football fans. That's what we're here for. We all want to speak about football. As it's showing you those faithful Malaguistas in the crowd. As usual, we'll look for Matt Harrison. Can't see him, the camera moving too quick. But again today, Alex, I believe Malaga's taken about 1,300 fans across to the southwestern border. Yeah, fantastic again. Fantastic as usual. We're running out of words to say, aren't we, really? We are.
Well, I guess it's a bus ride down. If you're ever at Malaga bus station and you're ever, getting a bus down to Marbella or Estepona, you will often get on the bus that is going to Algeciras, but you obviously get off before. So if you I don't know if you've got the bus down to Marbella before from Malaga, Luke, that bus quite often is the bus that goes to Algeciras, and it's sort of down just before. If you go down the little bit that goes down at the bottom, it's just before. So the point is down there. It's this side, so Malaga's side, down by the point near Gibraltar.
Very nice. So Matt Harrison, obviously, again, if you didn't listen to the podcast, Alex, Matt, or I don't know if you spoke to Matt, but Matt's got a half term in Spain, I believe, for 2 weeks. So Matt's jumping from a very interesting trip, and I'm sure everyone who's listening will be like myself, very jealous of it. But so he's going from Algeciras, I don't know which order, Algeciras to Gibraltar. I think there's a Cadiz trip in there, and then he's heading to, I've heard of the place, I might say this wrong, but Torrijos, which seems very much like a surfer's town and all, a very unique town.
Is it Tarifa?
Tarifa, that's the one.
Tarifa, yeah. It's a lovely town. I've been there quite a few times myself. It's surfer's town.
So that obviously sounds a very tough 2 weeks off for Matt Harrison along the southern coast of Spain, as if he hasn't got life good enough.
It's a tough life, eh?
It really is. So Malaga again with a corner, 35 minutes in. Ferrero to knock it in. Oh, the keeper's all over.
Go on. Oh,
I don't know. That sent a big chance to me.
Felt like he could have got at least a shot on target there.
It did. But it's good to see us creating, at least.
Michael
Phillips, I'm out for the Malaga versus Real Murcia game. Any of you guys out there, end of April. So I think Murcia is the game before Cordoba, so I'm not there, obviously. I believe that Chris will be there, living in Benalmádena. I also believe Matt will be there. But the good thing about the Geary Army, the Malaga fans, is there is always somebody there. Guaranteed. And if not, you've got the legends of Spider and Rick, etc., who they will help you out, Matt, in the what do we call Bar Hermanos these days? I'm trying to think of the ultra special word for Bar Hermanos.
the pre-match.
I just love it because you can get pissed there, but I don't think we can say it in those exact words.
It's the pre-match watering hole.
That's the one. That's the very southern way of saying it, I believe. Malaga really looking good on the counter attack here. David Larubia made the wrong decision The pass was on to David Ferrero. If that was the other way around, I mean, we all slated the signing of David Ferrero, but he's been a breath of fresh air for the club.
He's been fantastic. He's been our best player since he signed.
Albeit a very old breath of air, but a very, very good breath of fresh air.
Then you guys criticise me for calling players old.
yeah, because you're still a baby to us. Interestingly, Alex, I'm noticing up at the top, there was a second goal. We had 75 viewers.
What are we on now?
To a lot of people in the background, it's all numbers. You see these people with thousands and thousands, but this is a Malaga channel with third division Spanish football. The interest, what's coming in, honestly, like I speak on my own terms, but I speak for all of us on the Geary Cast. Like, keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming because we love it. We love doing this, and it's good to see that it's getting out there to you guys.
It's come a long way since me and Chris did the very first live stream.
I can imagine. I mean, we probably can't say it again as the amount of times we've spoke about your interview to get on the Geary Cast. many moons back. I never had an interview. I'm the newest member, but times have moved on. But yeah, Alex had a very, I guess, uncomfortable interview at the time.
No, I mean, it was more just funny for my part because I was like, I was obviously excited to be joining, and I was quite confused by the interview questions more than anything because, well, it's not often that you get asked what would you do with 1,000 ping pong balls in an interview.
unless you know Chris, Chris Marquez.
Yeah, if you've met Chris Marquez, you will understand that statement, and it will make sense.
I think they qualify for a Spanish. You get some very weird texts to do with the Geary Cast and the guys.
What have you just received?
Oh, actually, so Matt has just informed us that the my guy from the Carajuela Peña, Ramos, police have just taken him away, and he has been ejected from the ground. Bless him. God, I've never felt more Carajuela before.
He's having a good day.
In the comments, I was looking forward to buying a Spurs fan a drink. Never mind, next time, Lou. Michael, I'm a Yorkshireman, so if anybody's buying me a free drink, I will come down to London. I will see you. I will find you. Us Yorkshiremen take anything for free, mate. But thank you very much, and I will see you at a Malaga game at some point.
Are you looking forward to spending the weekend with my dad in a couple of weeks, Luke?
No. To summarise it, no. To be fair, I feel like I spend a lot of time with your dad as it is, based on my Twitter feed. But nah, it's gonna be some weekend again, and hopefully just to plug this, Alex, we have with the Geary Cast, we have a Geary meetup. We had the official one for the Alcoyano game earlier in the season, where unfortunately we lost what feels like our only home game this season. But
yeah, we won't talk about the result though.
No, 13 games unbeaten, not lost at home in years. We'll turn up and, well, we know what happened, but our Geary meetups are fantastic. Win, lose or draw, it's a good day on the old razzle. It's a good laugh. It's good to see friends from all over Europe, shall we say, because it really is.
Yeah.
It's just a really good vibe. It really is. So for Ceuta on the 7th of April, 7th, I think it is. There's quite a lot of us out. So if anybody's out, get in touch with us, get to Bar Hermanos before the game. It's a 12 o'clock kickoff, so it is quite awkward. However, after the game is where the fun starts. If we have to.
There will also be a certain documentary crew out there that weekend.
Ah, of course.
Filming content. So
does everybody have to be on their best behavior then if the cameras are lurking in the background?
Nah, just do yourself. Be yourself.
Oh, the crowd are getting very agitated. I don't know. I don't think Malaga's really done anything wrong this game, but the Algeciras fans there are really on Nelson Monte's back. That is what I want to see my centre half do, though. 120 yards from our goal line. Again, this might sound very Yorkshire and very non-league, but hit him. Let them know you're there.
Well, you know the chant, get into them.
Exactly. I went to watch Chef Wednesday a couple of weeks ago, and every time a Birmingham player touched the ball, there was one guy who just says, "Get under him, under him." However, he used a certain F word between that. I'm not going to say that currently. But Paco, we have a Paco. Welcome, Paco. Hello. Come on, Malaga. Vamos, Malaga. Come on, Malaga, indeed. Lovely to hear from you, Paco. Do you have a score prediction at all? We've only had 3 score predictions today. Is that nerves?
You've gone 2-1.
I went 2-1.
Did I give an official one, or did I give a wishy-washy?
You were very much 0-0, but I thought we're all in for the same reason. We want Malaga to win. So let's put Alex down for a 1-0.
Yeah, I'll take 1-0. Roberto scoring in the 79th minute.
Well, that's very precise as well. But I was going to say not long ago, Alex. So the second half, Malaga will be shooting towards the Malaguistas, and I've just seen Roberto going absolutely ape shit, shirt off. Well, actually, can't shirt off if he's on a yellow card, but again, that was one of the greatest things last week when Roberto scored. Basically, jumped into the Fonda, so everybody from the bench ran over, and it was just like we speak about regularly with this Malaga team. There seems a real togetherness.
Yeah,
whether they're playing very well all the time, but nobody can deny the togetherness of this team. They really can't. Interestingly, 44 minutes in, and we have a very, very promising free kick here, which I believe Manuel Molina is going to take. I think we said I don't know if you were in the stadium last week. Have we scored from a free kick this season? Like direct?
Like scored as in like shot?
Just straight shot. I don't think we have.
Don't think so. No, off the top of my head.
And we definitely aren't going to score like that, because that was a shocking free kick. Noticeably, Alex, I don't know if this has clicked on you as well. When the Algeciras goalkeeper gets the ball, when Malaga's been on attack, he's very, very quick to release it.
Yeah.
So like we mentioned earlier about Malaga's high line, or effectively we have mentioned it a few times where Malaga kind of play a bit of rock and roll football. They'll leave a 3-on-2 at the back or something like that, which sometimes can ask for a lot of problems.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely something that I feel like we're obviously playing like this because we want to get the 3 points, and we feel like we can be the dominant team. But that counter attack, first half, we've especially got to be wary. I think the more the game goes on, the more fitness will be the key. And I think, generally, I think Malaga, that's the one of the things I can't criticize Malaga for in any way, that we've been a very fit side this season.
Yeah, totally agree with that, Alex. Really do. Again, it's like we said earlier, it's just been a strange season.
It has.
Again, which even sounds strange when you're 4th in the league. It's not like we're 13th and we're struggling to think what's happened. There's been very good days. There's been very boring days, and there's been bad days. It has had a bit of everything. Frederick's in the comment. Just in case, do you know? Do they still sell the purple and green kit in the Malaga store at La Slada? I can 100% confirm that they do sell it, and it's actually on discount at the moment. I'm probably wrong, but I've got 47 euros in my head. But if you wanted to get it anywhere else besides there is the Hummel shop in the Larios Centre, and there's also the other Malaga club shop in the Centro Historico. But I don't know if many people want to buy the green. I mean, I've got it here, and it's in there for a reason. But it's slightly too tight for me. But to be fair, in Spain, it looks fantastic. The amount of people you see wearing it. And there you go, Michael Phillips. Frederick is also out of the Murcia game. So that again, just there, that sums up the Geary cast there, that you can make friendships constantly, good people. Stevie Jackson, I will see you and I will find you. Got all Liam Neeson there.
We have a
Steve, if somebody dangles a free beer in front of it, we will travel the globe for it. Carl Smith, the ever reliable Carl Smith. The shirt is discounted until the 19th. I have no idea when the Murcia game is.
It ended on the 19th. The Murcia game is
sorry.
I want to say the Murcia game is the week after Atletico Madrid.
So that would roughly be the 20th, 21st, I think.
21st, 6 o'clock.
So it may not be discounted, but it 100% is still sold. As that brings us to half time, and still Roberto. I don't know what's happened between these two players, but Roberto definitely seems agitated coming off. Alex, we've spoke about it, but can we summarise that 45 minutes from Malaga? Do we go in happy? Is there anything what needs to change, do we think?
I'd say generally I'm happy with that. I think we've been the better team. We've created the most solid, clear-cut chances. But I think, maybe the one thing to improve is that, final third. Just finding the back of the net is something that we've been, I guess it's not been our best season. So, yeah, I think just a little bit better in the final third.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is for ourselves, which we've said all season, is we don't have anything to come on in terms of the centre forward role. We can change the wingers, but besides the wingers, there's not too much to overly say. Whilst Dione's out, especially if Dione were here, I mean, you've got a bit of firepower waiting to come on, but currently Aviles. But like we said earlier, there's not too much to call on with Aviles.
Yeah, he doesn't inspire me a lot. I think he. I think we're going to be relying on Roberto for the next the next 9 games. There's only 9 games left of the season.
It's crazy, isn't it? It really is crazy. I hope we're relying on Roberto for the next 18 months at least.
Yes.
But just if we're coming away from the game, obviously Roberto's got a year and a half left on his contract. There's been a hell of a lot of teams interested in him. Is promotion the only thing what's in the way of the contract negotiations, Alex, or is Roberto now looking at the bigger picture, do we think?
No, I think I think Peter said it well. If we get promoted, he'll still be here. If we don't, I doubt he'll be here.
Yeah. We were about this at last week's game. The thing is, like, I do it with every Malaga team. I did it with last year's, but this one's especially. I fall in love with the team. There's not too much what I'd like to change. I don't want to see anybody leave. You want some new additions, but I mean, we've seen it. You see it more than anyone in Spain, but even in La Liga, but Segunda especially, the third tier really is. If Malaga do not get promoted, there's going to be 75% of this team what's probably not going to be there.
Yeah, that's been one of the difficulties. Especially we've had it when we've been playing in Segunda for a good number of years now, and each season there feels like a sort of new look to the squad, and you're spending a couple of weeks in pre-season thinking, who's this bloke? He's new. But yeah, I think that is the one thing. The one thing that probably doesn't help us is if we don't go up this season, we have to reinvest in a new squad and try and go again, and it gets even more difficult as the years go by.
I mean, you know yourself. The thing what Malaga has always got on its side is the youth. The youth system throughout Malaga is insane. It really is. The amount of players what's came through, been sold by Malaga, then been sold again to some of the biggest clubs in the world. You know better than anyone, Brahim Diaz, things like that. The academy system will never stop. However, it needs more structure than relying on that. And here we have a certain Matt Harrison. I'll go back to you, Alex. I'll go back to you. How's it going, Matt Harrison?
Hello from the stadium where the near door.
Matt, is this a stadium where you can hear?
Please keep an eye on me right there. Make sure I'm not causing any trouble. How's it looking on the old television?
I'd say Malaga are the better side.
Hello?
Created a few chances, but nothing concrete. But I definitely say we're the better team. But it
I can't hear anything.
we were saying Malaga are definitely the better side, but nothing too.
This is great content. Yeah, me too. I called Alex saying I think Malaga are the better side. Me too. I think David Ferrero and David La Rubia are looking good, but we need to get them on the ball more. That's my diagnosis from the stands. I will say, by the way, I'll take it back. I do like the ground. It's a cool ground.
I knew it.
It's a bit more fun than I thought. The floodlights. It's the floodlights that are doing it for me more than anything. And it's got a little bit more sunny now. It was a bit grey when we got here. I think it's a good summer ground. But yes.
Can we win this game, Matt?
Pardon?
Can we win this game? What do we need to happen?
Can we win this game? No chance. Of course we can. Yeah, I think we'd be the better team. Just need a bit more, bit of luck to go our way. I think we're being quite patient. I think we're passing the ball really well, especially towards the end of that half. I think their fans were sort of booing us just passing the ball around. Yeah. I think we can win it. I've just seen Castellano winning as well, so we probably do need to win if we're going to have a crack at going for that automatic promotion. Yeah.
Have the fans been in good voice?
Say one more, are the fans any good?
Have the fans been in good voice?
Yeah, excellent. It's really good. Like you can probably see, we've got this stand here, but also it's going around the side. Over there, there's another gang of Malaga fans I think we must have half the stadium. And every time Algeciras get a chance to go in, we sort of hijack it and start singing it louder. Something's happening. I know what's happening. Oh, is it?
Matt, are the Carijuela boys behaving themselves?
I don't know what's going on. One of the ball boys has got a Malaga shirt on underneath his thing, and he's having a lovely time.
Pure shit housery. Love that. I love that.
Oh. And he keeps flashing the shirt.
Brilliant.
It sounds like a great time.
So we got a Malagista at the ball by Algeciras. That's the commotion. Like I said, guys, I can't hear you very well, so I will leave you carry on and not gate crash anymore, and maybe speak to you at the end. Vamos Malaga.
Vamos Malaga. Sounds
Has
like a good
Matt ever? Does anybody know? Has anybody had good signal in a Spanish football ground before? Because we always hear from Matt, and he sounded quite sober there, so I don't think that's the issue. But in the comments, I mean, I never know what to say after that bit. I really don't.
I think it sounded like a good atmosphere. I love
it. Really
that.
does. It really does.
It's
quality. I think I said it midweek on the podcast. I think Malaga could play on the moon, and there would still be a good atmosphere. There'd be a great following from the Malaguistas. Wayne's commented in the chat. He's put echoes of last week a little. Some decent possession, but struggling in the box. 0-1. Last minute David Arubia. Can't really argue with too much of that, Wayne. If I'm being honest, I'd like it to be for the last minute. For anybody who doesn't know the team or anything, the players who are up on the list are actually the subs. Alex, can you see anything there? What you'd like to see? I've got 2 in my head, which I'd like to see.
I think if I was to make an executive decision, midfield-wise, I would bring on, I think, maybe Ethan Marino or Danny Lorenzo, just to sort of, shake things up a bit. I think Juanpe's been a bit non-existent in the midfield. David Larrubia has been okay. Molina as well has been quiet, I think, and Genaro as well. So I think maybe just a little bit more attacking intent in that midfield, either Danny Lorenzo or Ethan Marino.
Yeah, it's not been a game where footballing wise we've been the better team. I don't think either team's got hold of the ball in terms of chances. We've had the more. The two what's stand out to me a little bit is Danny Lorenzo for recent form, maybe going against Wayne a little bit here, probably for David Larrubia, maybe. And the other one is I'd like to see, because I always think he plays very well attackingly. I really like Danny Sanchez. However, Victor brings us something else, I think, with his delivery. It's proved several times this season where his assistant Roberto. That's something else I'd like to see. Besides that, Puga were very, very good last week.
Mm-hmm.
Attackingly, he's a very good player, but I don't want Malaga to start getting into this zone of a right back, and a right back at right midfield, if you know what I mean. I don't want to see him go into this Danny Sanchez, Victor, and this Hakim and Puga, which I don't think he will. But we also need to be very aware that I believe Algeciras are playing two up front.
Yeah.
So we can take a point from here. Yes, it probably means we're not going to win the league, but we're not going to win the league currently. We need a lot of luck to win the league. However, by not losing games is, as simple as it sounds, better than losing games.
Yeah, I think as long as we don't go silly and concede a goal here, I think the main thing is to focus on the keeping the clean sheet, and I think we need to get a goal because if Castellón do hold on for that win against Real Madrid Castilla, then the gap is, well, if we don't win and they win, then the gap's back to 8 points, and it gets trickier and trickier.
I mean, we were saying on the pod midweek, Alex, as well. It's like the way how I look at this is every game's a bit of a free game for Malaga. Do we currently expect Malaga to win the league? No, I think we've got that out of a system. Have we got a chance of winning the league? Yes. Our main aim is, and it is a hell of a long way behind, don't get me wrong, it would take a pure disaster, but we cannot drop out of those playoffs.
No, well, I don't think we will.
I don't think Malaga really are that focused on Castellón and Ibiza and Cordoba. Just do his own thing. Just do his own thing, see what happens.
I think, what are we, 14 points above 6th? So, we're comfortable, and I don't think we will drop out of the playoffs. But, like you said, that would be a disaster.
Yeah. I think there'd be quite a few people cancelling their flights to the Costa del for the foreseeable if that's ever to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, God.
Today's final results, we've got Atletico San Luqueño 0, Real Murcia 1, and Cordoba beat San Fernando 1-0. It wasn't a last-minute goal or anything like that. It was a 40th-minute goal from a former Malaguista, Kuki Salazar.
So do Ibiza play tomorrow then?
Yes, so Ibiza play tomorrow. Currently, there's just Algeciras and ourselves, and there is Castilla, who you mentioned a minute ago, are currently losing 1-0 at home to Castellón. So, that game's definitely not over at 1-0. No, tomorrow, without going all Nicholas Bell, we have, and I am doing this in front of a pure Spanish teacher here, guys, so I'm under a lot of pressure. We've got Alcoyano versus Atletico Baleares. We've got Intercity versus Antequera. Granada B versus Atletico Madrid B. Linares versus Melilla. Recreativo Huelva versus Merida. Ibiza versus Ceuta.
It's very good. It's very good.
I think I was trying to twang it a bit too much towards the end.
I think the pronunciation of Ceuta has got a lot better as the season's gone on from everybody.
Yeah, well, funnily enough, it's written here somewhere. I used to say like Queta until I did the. I'll be looking forever, but I did some Geary Cast training, and I've actually written it out SEOT. No, it's not. But yeah, so for anybody who hasn't seen the league table currently as well, so we're using the live score app, so it is all up to date. So currently at this time, we've got Castellón on 63 points, Cordoba in second place on 60, Ibiza currently with a game in hand on 57. If Malaga stays 0-0, we're in fourth place with 56 points. So that is leaving us 7 points off the top. And then in fifth place, the last playoff place is a hell of a drop of 11 points to Recreativo Huelva. So again, we can only look forward, Alex. We really can. But I think that is where the pressure is off us.
Yeah, I think 5 points is doable. But as soon as it starts getting to 8 and beyond that, it gets more and more difficult. Even 7, I think, is hard. I think, 5 points. If Castellón slip up and we win, then that's 2 points. Whereas if it's 7, Castellón slip up, it's still 4 points. So, I think it's, just as you said, concentrate on getting the victories ourselves, and then who knows what will happen come the end of the season.
Yeah, again, I think I mentioned on the pod midweek, looking back on our fixtures, the game where our heads were really in his arse and we were shy and the season were over was the 1-0 loss to Melilla. We gave up on trying to win the league since then. After that, we've won 4 games and drawn a game. So is this very much the players' mindset of let's just relax, play freedom football and see what happens? Hopefully that result were a massive turning point in terms of Malaga's promotion push.
Yeah, I think generally, I think I look back at that game and I think that was a poor result. That was probably our worst result of the season. But, it's done now. All we can do is concentrate on this game and try and get a win in the second half.
I mean, even to this, don't get me wrong, I do not want to see a 0-0. I don't want to see a 1-1. I want a Malaga 3 points. But when you look at our fixtures, Linares at home next, you'd like to think very winnable. Ceuta at home will be tough, but we're at home. Very winnable. Atletico Madrid B away. You never know what's going to happen, but they're lower in the table for a reason. Murcia at home. We hammered them away. Then it's the biggie, Cordoba. 28th of April, Cordoba away. We will have 3 games remaining after that. That should be the game which tells us where we should know by then where we are, if we have a chance to leave or if we are playoff cemented. I still think we've got a huge chance of this league. I do. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be for are consistent enough, but our issue is we're not consistent enough.
Exactly. I think that's the problem. I think we could have made the most of a few slip-ups so far in the last couple of months from both of those teams, but we haven't. But who knows? Maybe we can. Well, looking at the fixtures, I think probably the only, and if I'm being realistic, the only tough fixture is Cordoba. I think the others are all very winnable.
That's it exactly. And like I said, your season doesn't end in a weekend. It can very much, like the Merida game, can make your season, but it ain't going to break it yet. Big questions. We've got Michael Phillips, big 45 minutes coming up for us. It certainly is. It would be a very good result coming here from 3 with 3 points. Matt Harrison did text saying Sergio Pellicer is looking very suave today. So if anybody is watching on the RFEF TV app, you will see him in a pair of cream chinos, shall we say? Cream chinos and a black jumper, I think it is.
Yeah, looking very nice.
There's some kind of delay here, Matt. Alex, in the kickoff. I don't know what's happening, but the referee's over talking. Maybe something in the crowd. I don't know if Matt's messaged at all. No, the last thing Matt messaged was the mascot is having fun. He's quite mischievous. And also going back to Frederick, we have now received pictures of the mascot. And like you say, what the fuck is that? Question from Wayne, Alex. I'll answer this in a little bit the way what I know, but you might know a little bit better. How do the tickets for the playoffs get allocated, lads? is it the same as the league games, first come, first serve on the website? Cheers. From what I believe, it will be the same. It will be website. However, season ticket holders will 100% be offered and guaranteed tickets if they want it. It's just and this has always been the problem with Malaga. The season tickets don't tell the club, I don't know if that's the right word, they don't inform the club that they won't be coming to the game. So their ticket then doesn't come available. That's why we see nearly every week, sell out, and it's not a sellout. I don't know if you know anything else on that, Alex.
No, I imagine that's what it will be. Ticket prices. It might be. I imagine it'll be similar to the Copa del Rey, maybe.
That. Yeah.
In terms of ticket prices for season ticket holders will be just a little bit more, and then normal prices for people without season tickets.
Really don't know what's happening at the game here. They should have kicked off nearly 10 minutes ago. It looks like we're on the way now. Viewers. Yeah, so no subs for Malaga at half time. It doesn't look. I don't think Juanpe is going to have too much in him. He's not played for a long time, so he could be one of the players to come out. If anybody didn't catch what Matt Harrison was saying at half time, obviously he's live in the stadium, but so there is an Algeciras ball boy just in front of the Malaga fans, fully clothed in the Algeciras tracksuit like any young academy player, I guess. However, he's doing the full shithousery move, unzipping the top to unleash a Malaga shirt, which is going down very, very well for the Malaguistas.
That is funny.
As my RAF TV app freezes for the first time today, surprisingly.
Mine froze at half time.
Did yours say 50 seconds into the game then?
Well, it's now stopped showing the clock.
Yeah, clock's gone.
It's still showing the game.
There we go. With 5 seconds in, apparently.
Yeah. Started again.
I love this app. Honestly, it's such a random app. For anybody who's new to RAF TV, it's different. It's very different.
It is. It's not quite. Well, it's not quite the La Liga streaming of last year.
Oh no, this is what we don't want to see again. It seems all right. Danny Sanchez with a very awkward landing, overriding a player, going up for a header, landed square on is it his back or has he gone on his head? Oh, bit of both. I think he's winded, but with he's all right. But with the how the players reacted, obviously we saw this last week with Dione. Yeah, he's fine. He just wanted a bit of limelight. But going back to RAF TV, Alex, obviously for yourself in Spain, I believe you'd be okay. But for us guys back home in the UK, with Malaga dropping to the third division without RAF TV, we would have nothing. We would not be able to watch Malaga.
To be honest, I think it's the same in Spain. There's no real. They don't put it on terrestrial TV. It's not like where occasionally games would be on goal.
Yeah.
Nothing. I think the only terrestrial TV game I've had for Malaga this season was the Copa del Rey against Real Sociedad. So, yeah, no, it's been a godsend, FEF TV. And
which, when you think about it, coming from a fan's point of view, it's a disaster. But even without sounding all depressing and everything, where would the Geary cast go? We can't talk about a result what we've just looked at on an app or something. We need this.
It would be Matt Harrison talking about it.
Matt every week talking about his game, and us all thinking, okay, fair enough.
Sounds good.
I mean, in truth, besides Malaga's actual Twitter and socials, and a couple of other Malaguista socials, you can't even find the starting lineup on a lot of apps.
No, I mean, I'm lucky now. I've been added to the press WhatsApp group, so I get in the Alineación, the one that Chris sends across every week.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm sort of occasionally I'm there like an hour before kickoff looking, and I'm like, can't see anything.
Exactly.
Usually David Picon tweets it out.
David Picon, for anybody who doesn't know David Picon, is go on then. Nah. it is well worth. Well, for one, if you don't follow the GearyCast on socials, start following the GearyCast on socials, please. But besides that, David Picon is very much the Fabrizio Romano of Malaga. Anything that happens, David Picon knows about it. If you need a reliable source, David Picon is, I would say, 95% to 99% correct a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think he's brilliant.
He definitely helps us as the GearyCast out, for sure. There's a lot of things we wouldn't know without that kind of source. I
think he's the only person I have tweet notifications on for.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. I am the exact same. I have the notifications followed very briefly by Google Translate. Other than the odd words, we're okay with. I mean, normally it just means that there's been an injury to somebody's abductor of some point.
Someone's left-hand side top corner of their left toenail.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's been booked.
Who's that on?
I think that's
our fitness coach, apparently. I believe.
Oh.
How the hell can your fitness coach get booked? What does it matter?
That's gutting, man. I don't know how we're going to win this game now.
I'm guessing he's not coming on then.
No.
Yeah, so did you see Sergio Pellicer's press conference regarding the injuries at the moment?
I didn't. No, what did he say?
So basically, we've got the players what's come back. They're very impressed with Ramon. It's still going to be 3 weeks at least, I'd say, before any kind of action. That's my thoughts. Not Sergio Pellicer didn't say that. It's just more like we said before. The guy's not played in the best part of a year. You're not going to chuck him straight in there, surely.
No.
The interesting one, what he said was regarding Kevin. So Kevin missed last week's game. He's missed this week's game. However, he was very, very close to playing. And what Pellicer, oh, this is dangerous. Oh, safe. Yeah, so what Pellicer basically said was Kevin was very, very 50-50 for this game. But in terms of the long stretch, it would have been a big risk to play him, to risk the injury. He said if this were the last game of the season, he would be playing. So to me, it makes sense. There's still what did we say, 8 or 9 very important games left in the season.
Yeah.
Someone like Kevin, although we haven't always seen the best of Kevin, Kevin's a very Roberto. Come on, Roberto. Roberto goes through. Oh, he's give up. How can he be offside? Come off their player. Not that it matters. He shot it straight at the goalkeeper, but I don't really know what's happened there. Unless you're already offside. Oh, yeah. Still VAR lines, I think. Very tight. What minute are you on, Alex? 52.
07.
Oh. Yes, we're exact then. We're exact. For anybody, again, who's new to this, we regularly ask what minute we're on because several times this season I've been 10 seconds in front. Alex has been 3 weeks in front, all kinds of things. So as you can imagine, when there's a goal, we are very Mexican wave. There's not always just 2 of us. There is quite a lot of times 4 of us. And it can get quite confusing when 3 people are cheering and one's still complaining about the previous corner. Interestingly as well, Alex, there's no Aaron Ochoa Maloney on the bench again, but there is a reason behind that. I don't know if you saw.
Has he been off with Ireland?
He certainly has. Which we haven't really seen him for quite a few weeks now.
No, I'm trying to think. Has he played since Sociedad?
I think he had a cameo. Yeah, he started. I believe he started the game after. But since then, we haven't seen him at all. I think he's had a cameo off the bench, I dare say. But yeah, I mean, but again, the kid's 16 years old. He might have turned 17 now. We can't put too much pressure on him. And we have got a strong squad. When they're all there, we've got a strong squad.
We do. He's the Luke Littler of Malaga.
He certainly is, and that is a. Whoa, actually. So in the next few years, we are, I believe, in the darts world, you're going to hear about this other kid, and I don't know his name, but it was saying it on the radio on the way back from Manchester. So this kid apparently hit his first 180 at 3 years old. So which me and my mates, you could probably add up to, at least 1,000 years old, and not one of us have come anywhere near a 180. He's recently won a men's tournament at a local pub or establishment at the age of 8 years old.
Wow.
So apparently this kid is going to be the real deal.
He's the next Luke Littler.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're in 180s at 3 years old, there's something fucking crazy about that. Ooh, David Ferreira with a bit of a swipe there.
That was a tasty challenge.
Very.
Yellow card.
David Ferreira goes into the book. I still just, every time I see that man, I think of Ribery.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know why. I mean, for anybody especially who has seen him play in La Rosaleda, just watching his movement and everything, he's very much a work of art. Like, he's what we needed. We didn't believe we needed him, but the steady head, getting hold of the ball, is a real intelligence to his forward play.
No, I think the best way to describe him, he's been the head to our headless chicken.
And we've definitely had a headless chicken for a hell of a long time. Whether that's the owner or the players, I don't know. I mean, we're not going to talk about that, obviously, but all that's going to be quiet again, it seems, doesn't it, with the owners?
It does that. Something comes along and then you don't hear anything for 6 months, and then you get a big breaking news. I don't know. Altani had orange juice for breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
Thing or whatever.
If anybody's new to the Malaga scene, the Altani thing, it may sound a bit frustrating. It very much is, but it probably isn't going away anytime soon. It's been here for a hell of a long time. It's just unfortunate. Like many clubs, like you said, I mean, what's been Yeovil's demise, Alex? Was that ownership or?
Yeah, so we had a guy come in during, I think, 2019-ish, and during COVID, he sort of basically asset stripped the club and sold the stadium to the council. Was basically just trying to make money off the club. Yeah, sell the ground for housing and whatnot. And I mean, to be honest, he asset stripped the club during COVID, which ironically probably saved the club. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but there's a lot of people that weren't being got laid off, and that probably saved a lot of money. But now we've been bought by a local businessman who's, to be fair, put his money where his mouth is and has spent a lot of money on the squad. We've had a little bit of dip in form of recent. We won today against Braintree. We now need 9 points from the last 6 games to guarantee the league. So, you'd think we should win it. But the current owner, he has his criticisms as well. He's a controversial chap.
As controversial as our chap?
No, maybe not quite. Although, to be fair, the Oval owner, I remember first game of the season this year, Hemel Hempstead away, coming the away end, he's having a scrap with one of our fans. And then he comes in the away end and everyone's throwing beer and everything and he's chucking pints and all that, like in a good way. But then, having a scrap with one of the Oval fans before the first game, it's not brilliant.
Well, that must have gone down well.
No, to be fair, apparently the Oval fan had threatened his kid and him. So,
you don't need that, do you?
I don't think for him to be entertaining those sort of things is.
I know exactly what you mean.
But Donny still struggling.
Well, Donny, I mean, Carl's probably your best man to speak to regard him, but there's a lot of Donny fans who really aren't happy with how it's run. It used to be a very well-run, stable club and everything, but there seems to be a lot of issues there. I think they're currently unbeaten in 8 or 9, so they're doing they were very, very close to the relegation zone, which is very unlike Donny. I think they were one of the favourites for the league, but
you're still in League Two.
Yeah, it's like 85% of clubs these days. They're all in the shit really with the money. There's so many laws, there's so many rules, there's so many different owners.
Yeah,
it's just, I mean, we're seeing it currently. Well, we're not seeing it currently. It's to come with Leicester and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Reading,
Reading, Reading are in a mess.
Yeovil just signed a Reading player on loan, so it must be Reading trying to get rid of as many players off the books. Yeah, covering costs. It's sad to see.
It really is. I mean, you see how many of these teams are ex Premier League teams, and like yourself with Yeovil. Yeovil, as a lot of younger people won't know, but Yeovil were in Championship, and how the hell did Yeovil get to the Championship? I remember watching Yeovil at Bellevue, so that's Donny Rovers' old ground, in, I dare say, 2001. Yeovil and Donny were top 2 teams in Conference League. I ended up on Question of Sport from this on the old bracket of what happened next. So they're an indirect free kick, which obviously doesn't happen anymore. Donny Rovers keeper Andy Warrington's got ball in his hand. The Yeovil player's gone to grab it off him, and as the goalkeeper, you'd normally chuck it into the car park kind of thing. He's just gave it him. So then the players gave it to. Can you remember Michael Mackindo?
No.
I bet you were about 2 years old at this point. But yeah, he gave the ball to Michael Mackindo and he just tapped it into an open net. So it was very much what happened next. And I wore a very luminous light blue top that day behind the goal. So I guess I was on Question of Sport. As predicted, on the 60th minute, we've had our first sub. It's Juanpe coming off for Dani Lorenzo. I can't really tell you if Juanpe played or not, unfortunately. There's too many players like that with Malaga.
Yeah, he had a very non-existent game.
If you look at this Malaga team, not just this starting 11 in general, you tend to have the same 3 or 4 players every week who you remember their performance. Not saying they've been outstanding, but even Roberto's been on camera a few times, putting himself about and stuff like that. Herrero made a good save. The rest of them, quite a lot of them, you don't realise they're there until we score or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Ferrero's very much come into it. I don't think he's had a very good game today, but he's very much coming into the game. But with his yellow card, we know Sergio Pellicer doesn't like a player on a yellow card.
No.
Again, regarding the bench, what's up? I don't know. Juan Hernandez doesn't bring anything, I don't think.
Can categorically rule out the fitness coach coming on now.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, I was thinking we're going to have a great game, but he's out. Oh,
he's probably technically bad. Go on.
Roberto's begging for a penalty.
Ooh. Goal kick. To be honest,
that's not a penalty for me. That is not a penalty for me. And if I was still playing, Roberto will be getting one in the next 5 minutes for that.
Yeah, never a penalty for that.
And we've said this before a couple of weeks ago. I think it were on the pod. I'm sure it was the pod, but Roberto must claim for 3 penalties per game.
Yeah.
And none of them are penalties.
No.
And we all know that Roberto is a big boy, he's a unit. But I suppose again, we outsound it's Spanish football. You get a lot more play acting, etc. in Spanish football than what you do in, well, saying that, you get it everywhere these days.
You do.
Great work from Ferrero. Very good defensive header away. Malaga again starting to come on strong. And it just seems to be from Ferrero. I can't say we've had anything at all from our right side. Even Hakeem, who's normally very much going forward. Kevin Quirk missing Kevin Medina. I agree. Oh, Algeciras. No, good defending. Yeah, Kevin Quirk Missing Kevin Medina, he wears out the defence with his short bursts, leaving gaps for the likes of Roberto and Dione late on. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, no, I think
Kevin Medina is a bit of something else. With Kevin on one side and David Ferrero on the other, I don't know. There's a lot more creativity in that team. Hopefully
would you guys take a point, or would you think it's dropped at this point?
Yeah, it's a great question. Again, getting that comments, guys. As Alex says, would we take a point? Me personally, no. I think there's 3 there to be taken. I really do. But I don't know where it's going to come from currently. We're not really creating too much. Hopefully now with Danny Lorenzo, Rarubia, etc., we've got the players on the pitch right now to do this. Would you take a point, Alex?
No, I think a point is 2 points dropped, more than a point gained.
I think that's how we've got to look at it. Check how Castellon are doing. Still 2-0 Castellon. So we can forget about Castellon for a week. That's not a problem. We are us. Frederick says I was skeptical when they signed Ferrero, but he has been good, I think. We all was. I don't think there was one member of the Geary cast who...
I think we all are.
I think Chris maybe did at one bit, I think. But the rest of us just thought it were a Segunda signing who's not kicked the ball in 3 years. But yeah, it's been great. It really has. It's changed our game.
We all owe him a massive apology.
Really. And I've gave an apology out in the season for Roberto. I didn't think he was the guy. And now I fucking love Roberto. I've gave an apology for the guy who's currently taking his free kick, Manu Molina. For a hell of a lot of this season, I didn't see anything he did. But again, since January, and especially being in La Rosaleda 3 or 4 times to watch him live, he really does get Malaga ticking. Nick
has been singing his praises for quite a while, and it's finally come true.
It's quite weird, Nick's love for Manu Molina. I'm not saying Matt Harrison and Kevin Medina kind of weird. As Matt said, I think I'm one step away from a what do you call it? A ban from a person. Can't remember what the word is.
Nick's always had a person that he's favoured. So before this season, it was his name escapes me now. Alex.
What was that? Sorry, Al.
What Nick's favourite player last season? What was his name? Alex.
Febas.
Alex Febas. Yeah. That was it. And I think he's adopted Manu Molina as his favourite player this season. All right, big chance there, corner.
Seems to have got very murky in Algeciras.
Yeah, cloudy.
Very. Corner ball. That must be the 3rd corner. What's gone straight to keep his hands.
Disappointing.
Really is. Michael Phillips. No, we got to start winning away from home. See, our away form's not been bad. It's been good. If anything, it was the silly draws in La Rosaleda throughout November to January, I think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree that we need to be winning in terms of there's no reason we can't go to grounds and dominate and create. Like this game now, these aren't doing anything going forward, but the game seems to be quite open without anything happening, which to me can be very dangerous. Like we think we're in control. I mean, you know yourself, Alex, if Malaga concede from 70 minutes onwards, we ain't coming back. Very rarely we come back.
No. Unless you get a bit of magic from Hightam, who...
Yeah. And what we would love for that magic. In fact,
I
see the magic on Twitter this week?
I saw a video of him back in some sort of running chamber.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, it's just a bit of treadmill work, but that's fantastic to see.
Yeah.
Again, I've said it all season. It can be as simple as this. If we had a fit Ramon all season and a fit Hightam, I believe we'd be 6 points better off.
Yeah.
6 points would therefore roughly take us to the top of the league. They are that good. The two players are that good.
I think with those two, we could easily be top of the league.
Yeah. I mean,
I also think with maybe a better
Algeciras running through. Done very well, this player. Good defensive work from Málaga eventually. More scrambling back, 3 players are knocked out for a throw-in. But that is the danger, what we've just been speaking about, Al.
Yeah. Slight lapse in concentration.
That is all it takes. I mean, look, we've got 5 players in the space of 10 yards there. And it's actually Hakeem, Aynard, Hanart, Danny Sant, they're all there. I don't think anyone specifically makes a tackle.
They're all bull watching.
They really are. And that is the Malaga thing from time to time. Is it raining there, do you think?
I don't think so.
No, it can't be. Matt would have said, surely. Mind you, what it's 7:30 in Spain. Yeah, not far off the time for the sun, is it, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, the sun's setting / already set in Madrid.
Has it already gone?
Yeah, it's already gone. Just
gone.
In the last
lovely Doncaster, we've had this great thick grey cloud, what we normally get. We've had that all day, so we don't really see sunsets.
Yeah, I think we usually, well, in the last sort of couple of weeks, sunset's been around 7:30 for us.
Yeah. If anything, it seems like Algeciras is coming into this a little bit as their number 19. No idea who he is, but he's rallying the crowd up. We really need to defend this ball coming in. The ball comes in, won by an Algeciras player, headed away. That should be it. No, it's retrieved. It's came back in. Malaga now have the ball, and that should be no. We can't clear his lines. Really strange how Malaga do have these 5-minute moments where they just seem to completely switch off.
They do.
It's as if it can't be this. It really can't. It's just as if they get bored.
Yeah.
Which it shouldn't ever happen on a football pitch, but it just seems like they get bored and think, "Fuck it, let's make this interesting."
Yeah.
An interesting. Oh, great save from Herrero.
What a save!
See, effectively, we're saying that we've been the better team, but these could be 2-0 up if it weren't for Herrero.
Yeah, these last 5-10 minutes, they've been slowly coming into the game.
We are definitely. Frederick, I was skeptical about Manu Molina as well. Like I say, I think you are yourself, Alex. I think Chris may have been. Frederick also. It was difficult to know what to expect after the relegation. I never assumed Malaga would cruise through and win it easily. Malaga being Malaga, at least they have done. Could not have summed it up in better words, really.
Pretty much. 2 substitutions. Victor on and Javier Aviles on. I missed who went off. I
believe with him being out here, David Ferrero may have came off.
I assume Joaquin then as well. If Victor's
La Rubia. David La Rubia is one of them. Actually,
I think Danny Sanchez.
Yeah, I think Ferrero's gone into the centre as like a 10. So it's a straight swap. Victor Garcia for Danny Sanchez and Javier Aviles for David Rubia, moving Ferrero inside. I've got no problems with that. I think Ferrero can play anywhere along that front line. Rubia seems to have not really took another chance that's been given to him. We say this every week, Alex, but in terms... Well, no, actually, sorry. There's a certain player, but I'm going to say we're struggling for the Biznaga as usual. However, with the 2 very, very key saves again, as Algeciras come through again, this is getting bad, this. It's a 3-on-3. Again, wrong decision from the fullback.
Poor.
We seem wide open. And why are you wide open on the 75th minute at 0-0 away from home?
That attacker got past Einald as easily as taking sweets from a baby there.
Exactly.
Einald bought that dummy paid over the odds for it as well and left him for dead.
Unfortunately for the Algeciras right back, who's just had his drive and his 35-yard shot, he's been taken off. To me, I've seen that kind of move before. Somebody knows you're coming off. You're 35 yards from goal. Do you want to go out in style and think, fuck it, I'm hitting this? Knowing that you're coming off.
You might as well have a go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that.
If it comes off, you look like an absolute worldie. If it doesn't, you just think, oh, he's at it again. He's had a go, but he's missed.
So after the recent subs, we really haven't got anything else.
Go on. Oh.
Take Aviles off of the list, and we will also take Victor. I'd still love to see Musa as a centre forward. I think he could cause an absolute drama. Ooh, bit of a whiz and effort from Hakim.
Slightly softer than you need to get past the keeper from that range.
A deflected effort. Yeah. We said it before the game, Alex. You definitely had your opinion on it. I said in the back of my mind, I'm feeling it, but dare we say this is heading towards a 0-0, or is the game opening up a bit?
To be honest, the team that looks more likely to score is Algeciras at this moment.
Yeah. These are definitely growing in confidence. And again, we can't forget that these are seventh in the league.
Yeah.
We just seem to, and it's strange to say because of how strong our defensive record is, and we have been very good at defense at times, but we seem to defend. We're defending currently like a school team.
It's almost as if, when your manager, you're playing those training drills and your manager puts in scenarios to make it difficult. It's almost as if Malaga self-imposed those scenarios. When
as if like you had like a 5-on-4 or something, deal with the situation.
But you're not allowed to pay attention for the next 30 seconds.
I mean, we've seen when we just cleared the ball then. Granted, Malaga have got up the field after, but we're clearing the ball to Roberto, and then there's nobody within 30, 40 yards of him with two centre-halves up his ass. It's asking a hell of a lot. Like, are we now trying to settle for a point, but by settling for a point, we're causing ourselves the issues? I still think there's 3 points in this. We just need to attack.
Route 1 is not the way to go.
No, not with this team.
It's looking rather windy.
David Ferrero as a 10, use him. However, looking at that, I think David Ferrero's gone out to the right, and now Danny Lorenzo is playing through as a 10.
It's looking a little bit windy there.
Yeah, it seems to be blowing our defence all over. Now it's Malaga's counter-attack. Let's see what you've got, Aviles. Aviles 40 yards out, driving at this foul. So he's done all right. Stupidly asked for a yellow card, but this is European football.
He's coming off, whoever that is. I noticed they've got an England flag in the home end.
Yeah, I noticed that. Is that something to do with in protest against Nike? Or?
It could be, I reckon, a bunch of English fans who live down in Algeciras, I reckon.
100%. Question I've just put out there, Alex, to the people is, can we win this? Is there a 3 points still in there for us?
If I was a betting man, I'd favour the draw at this point.
Yeah. We don't really score late goals, do we?
To be honest, I'd give it draw as the favourite, then Algeciras win, and then Malaga win, to be honest, at this moment. Currently,
yeah. I mean, we haven't really had a shot this second half. We didn't have too many to get overly excited about in the first half.
We've been subpar. The first half, we were the better team, but we didn't create much. Second half, we've been... For the first half of the second half, we were the better team, but since sort of minute 60, 65, they've slowly come into it, and I think they've been the better team for at least the last 15 minutes.
A positive to note is on the 78th minute right now, we've got another free kick in a very dangerous position. It's one of the positions where it's not a shooting opportunity, but but it's quite a difficult cross to make in terms of the whip on it. But we've got a great crosser in that with Victor, who he looks like he might be lined up to shoot to hit it here.
What minute are you on?
78-40.
Okay, you're a few seconds ahead.
I'll hide my elation if we score. As you can tell, we didn't score. I was trying to build suspect the game. No, it was shit.
That was awful.
Yeah. Based on, I don't mind looking at stats on, I don't know if I can name or whatever, Bet365. So Algeciras have had 5 shots with 2 on target. Malaga have had 8 shots with 4 on target throughout the game.
Cool.
But I believe that those 4 shots were probably all in the first half. Oh, what are we doing?
Oh, God. Get rid.
Everything just seems a bit hectic at the moment. In truth, looking at the Real Madrid Castilla and Castellon game, it looks like Castellon have turned up today.
2-0?
In terms of stats and result, they're hammering them.
2-0 still?
2-0 still, yeah. So we can.
It's almost finished by now, isn't it?
Yeah, no, they're exact same time as us, I think.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, they're on the 87th minute as we had the bit of a delay.
Right.
But just based on the 2 games what's been played today, it just shows how much of a must-win this is for Malaga, as Cordoba have taken their 3 points, Castellon have taken their 3 points.
Genaro off for Lucas Sangali. Like-for-like swap. I think that's probably about 25 minutes too late, that.
Is this Antonito?
It looks like David Ferreiro coming off for Antonito.
Antonito. We haven't seen Antonito in quite a while either.
I also think, I can't remember if it was the last game or it was I want to say maybe, what was the 0-0 2-3 weeks ago? Was that San Luqueño?
Yes.
That sort of this very similar game, crying out for someone like Antonito or Ethan Marino, just to do something,
something something a bit unknown, I guess.
Juanpe, Genaro, and to be honest, the large majority of that midfield have been non-existent today.
They really haven't. I mean, even Manu's had a very quiet game today.
Yeah.
These young kids, we saw it against Real Sociedad for a prime example. The young kids who played that day, you're not scared when you're a kid when you're playing in a game. Some of our players in this kind of game specifically, they played way too safe. It's an easy point to take away rather than go and fucking grab that 3 points, which we do need.
And then they'll say at the end of the game, "Oh, we lack that, cutting edge."
Yeah, exactly.
So what were you doing, pissing around at the back for 30 minutes?
I mean, if nothing happens in this game, this is 2 0-0 draws on the bounce in a title chasing team we're meant to be.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that at this stage of the season. You've got to be grabbing them 3 points. As Victor Cross. Oh.
Decent.
No. Aviles gets up after being shoved on the floor, it seems. It's a great ball. No, it's not. We're not creating again.
I think early
first half as well, Alex. The goalkeeper with the early kick straight off.
Oh God.
Definitely something they've worked on. Or pinpointed with Malaga.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm trying to sort of scan through. Early chumbo for me today is between Juanpe and Genaro and Manu Molina. I think those 3 in the midfield. Einar has also been quite dodgy these last sort of 20, 25 minutes. He's let a few chances go through.
Yeah. I think
Chumbo, Biznaga, the only one you can really give it to is Herrero.
Herrero again. And why have we had this so many times this season where your goalkeeper's getting your Biznaga?
He's been our best player of the season.
He really has. And the strange thing is, if Malaga can somehow go on to win the league, and you look back and you think you've won the league because of your goalkeeper.
Yeah.
I know Roberto's been good, I love Roberto, but he's not a 20-goal a season man or anything. He's doing a job. I mean, the chance he missed last week against Intercity with prime Roberto. I was sat there in the stands, and as he's running through, he wasn't confident he was going to slot it in. His goals are very much like his goal last week. He's just a dog. He's a dog in the box, and I love it.
Yeah,
but he needs a little bit more.
Rabbit in the headlights vibe.
Yeah, all the team need to do that a little bit more for Roberto.
Deer in the headlights.
To accommodate him.
I think, service needs to be a lot better. Route 1 football does not work.
No.
It's
Malaga have a certain way of playing when they get into the last third, and even Laura knows this from when she's been coming to watch and so on. Whether it's out wide or the final third, we are so bad in that final third.
Awful.
Whether it's decision making or the wrong cross or something. I hope it's correct here. No, again, you're in a perfect position for a good cross.
It's shocking.
It really is.
To be honest, I think attacking-wise, this has been our worst performance of the season.
It can't be far off. Or at least in the memorable, really bad one against Intercity, we scored 2 goals. Merida, I'm still Merida. I thought we was absolutely terrible. Was it Merida? No, Merida.
Ceuta away.
No, that was a 3-2, wasn't it? Melia.
That was pretty awful.
Really, really bad.
No, I think defensively we've been dodgy as well today. We've been letting them through, and thanks to Herrera, we're still in the game. And
which again, it sounds quite strange if you can come away with a clean sheet, but I totally agree with what you're saying. We have looked wide open at times.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, yes, you have to be on the ascendancy, but in the top corner of the camera back then, we've got a 2-on-2, 2 centre forwards versus 2 centre halves. Like, you taught as a kid you can't leave it like that. Yeah. Never mind at these kind of levels.
Basics.
But Malaga very much are taking control of the ball and giving the ball away and knocking it straight out for a throw-in. I can't see a goal coming here as it hits pitch black in Algeciras by the looks. What's the journey then, Alex? 2 hours, is it, roughly, back to Malaga?
I think so. Maybe, hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah, 1 hour.
How long? An hour and a half?
Hour and a half in the car. On the bus, probably a little bit longer, maybe 2.5 hours. 3 hours. Yeah, you've got the next bus leaving at 8 o'clock, and then after that, 9:15. Well, you got one at 8:30 as well.
Yeah. Good play from Aviles. Why have we rushed that? Free kick in a good position, and this is how bad it is. We're 40 yards from goal. We've ended up back at Herrera just for taking a quick free kick. And then pump it up in there. Granted, good pass. Go Antonito.
Go on. Decent effort. See where we need.
This is what you're saying about the kids, the fearless.
We needed that 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. If that's a Sangale or something, it's getting moved on to the right back or to the left back, etc. I think in terms of today, maybe the Juanpe, Genaro, and Manu Molina is a matter of a few players too similar.
Too defensive.
Yeah. I mean, at least when like Danny Lorenzo's been playing in front of him previously, we've got the bit of attacking flair to come from that.
Yeah.
Manu, etc., aren't going to take, as good as they are as passing, they aren't going to take the ball 30 yards at a defence.
I don't mind that midfield three of Molina, Genaro, Juanpe if we're playing, say, Cordoba. Even against Cordoba, I'd want a little bit of attack because we're not good enough to sit and park the bus and defend for 90 minutes.
No, definitely not.
We need some sort of outlet to try and keep the pressure off us.
Definitely. has on the 88th minute, Algeciras are now making a triple sub, which you don't really see that on the 88th. Steve Jackson finishing strong, fingers crossed. We're on top with the ball, but again, like we say, it's just that final third. No, I don't know. Do you guys feel confident when it gets to the 89th minute? Do you guys feel on a regular basis, oh, there's a goal coming, I can feel it coming, there's a goal? I rarely do towards the end with Malaga.
No,
It's
I
as
never
if
feel
it's
like
very much petered out.
It doesn't feel like we're knocking. It feels
No.
like we're giving up and we're just trying anything we can.
I mean, when it gets to this kind of moment, it's like we don't pump the ball in the box, but we don't play down the wing. I don't know. Again, it just very much peters out. I will go absolutely ape shit if Malaga score a goal now in this 90th minute. Like, don't get me wrong. I would want that more than anything. I really do. But I don't know. I can't see there being too much stoppage time either, Alex, to be honest.
No, I don't think so.
Besides the subs, no one's really been injured. There's not really been any stoppages in play. I think these are happy with a point. I think they've been happy with a point for a long time. Again, we can look at it as 7 minutes.
Yeah,
I think that shows how much we know.
Well, I guess the delay at the beginning was that was before the half.
That was before it actually kicked off.
That
is strange because I can't remember anybody particularly getting injured.
7 minutes, unless maybe the refs accidentally added on the first half stuff as well.
Yeah, potentially.
That's right. Maybe Payther slipped a little €20 note in his pocket.
So for anybody who missed that, there is actually 7 minutes still to go at Estadio Nuevo Mirador. Malaga.
I say that if you gave Malaga a week, we still wouldn't score against these lot.
On this basis, yeah, correct. I mean, besides long-range efforts, we haven't shot.
No.
And even them long-range efforts seem a long, long time ago now.
Go on, use it. Disappointing. Right, use it. What was that? Go on, decent, outright.
We seem to very much be going backwards.
Oh dear.
It's as if why don't we ever have a plan B?
No,
why can't we switch now and just think, right, there's 7 minutes, sod it. Let's put someone with Roberto next to him, whether it's Aviles or anything. And let's think, right, let's start putting this ball in the box, play off the scraps, anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just we do the same side to side, backwards, side to side, backwards, and then inevitably lose it, like we have done now. And again, it's 92nd minute, and you've got a 2-on-2 in centre again. I mean, look at their two centre forwards now. Luckily, it's a terrible pass, but I don't know. We didn't defend like this at the league level last season and stuff like that. It's crazy. 5 minutes to go. Malaga need a big push for this 3 points. A 0-0, a draw is not the worst. It's also not a point at all on this kind of performance.
It feels quite disheartening though.
Yeah, it's just another one of those. Don't get me wrong, I'd watch Malaga through anything, I really would, but it's very much like that's 2 hours of my life gone. Because nothing really happened. And again, we've mentioned it earlier, Alex, but we've currently got 94 people viewing, which is absolutely fantastic. So again, Thank you so much for
watching.
Yeah, we hope you've enjoyed it. You've probably enjoyed it more if you're watching us and not the actual Malaga game, I think. Because there's not too much happened. But yeah, fantastic numbers. Really, really do appreciate that. And I dare say 93 of those 94 people are probably thinking the same, that this is 3 points wasted, 3 points missed, should I say?
Yeah. 3 points missed, 2 points dropped, definitely.
Yeah. However, there is still 4 minutes left, so we can pray as Malaga get a throw in. as we said earlier, current standings in Primera Grupo Dos. We've got Castellón 63, Cordoba 60, Ibiza 57 with the game in hand, Malaga 56, and then a huge drop to Recreativo at 45. The one thing what we don't want to be doing is if we very quickly get in a league of our own where we're not going to win the league, we are in the playoffs, and every game just becomes a bit of a drab game. Like, it don't matter if we win, don't matter if we lose or draw. We've seen that with a hell of a lot of teams, and it really, really does get tedious.
I'm telling you this now, and I'm very willing and want to be proven wrong. If we don't win the league, we're not going up.
Yeah. Have we got the players to grab a playoff situation by the cojones?
No.
Probably not. Probably not. I mean, for especially for the first part of the season, we were questioning if our team have got the cojones to play in front of the Malaguista faithfuls, 25,000 in La Rosaleda, and we struggled for a hell of a long time. Except, so yeah, I mean, I always have my Malaga cap on and believe we can do anything and beat anybody, etc. But if that was the case, then we wouldn't even be talking about playoffs.
Exactly. No, I just don't back us on the day against the bigger team. Well, not the bigger team. Sorry, just another team. It
Yeah.
Can
you see this? Can you see this team? I mean, for me, they're going to win the league, Depor. But
yeah,
can you see if we had a two-legger game against the Deportivo?
No chance.
It'd be a tight game at home, and then I fully believe that we go to Depor and lay down and probably get beat 2 or 3 at least.
Yeah, we draw 0-0 at home, and then we'd lose 2-0 away or something like that.
I think the only thing what looks positive regarding the Grupo Uno is, I don't know if it's a harder league, but there's no team really cementing those playoff places. And also, I mean, I'm not saying that they're bad because the B teams, they're up there for a reason, but there seems a lot of B teams or not lesser known teams, because we have a lot of Spanish viewers, etc., but a lot of lesser known to the European fans, shall we say.
Yeah. No, I think. I mean, I went to watch Real Majadahonda versus Cultural Leonesa earlier this season, and well, Leonesa didn't really impress me that much. But to be honest, Malaga haven't impressed me that much this season through large parts. You know, we've picked up results here and there, but I've never, at one point this season, I've never felt, oh my God, wow, we're really good.
No, I do agree. There's been a lot of great times. It's been a fun season at times, and it's also like today. I mean, it's not been the worst of games, don't get me wrong, but it's a 0-0 again. I mean, last 2 weeks back, San Luqueño 0-0, and I don't know. Sometimes it really just
yeah.
For us guys, obviously you did it for years, and myself and like the Blackpool lads like Kevin Quirk. Well, can name everyone in here: Steve Jackson, Keith, Carl, Steve, so on. That it never gets hard flying over there, so on. Like, it's always fantastic. It really is. But games like this, it really does, like, just think why.
You do.
As the full-time whistle goes, unfortunately, it's 0-0. It's just showing you the Malaguista fans now, they do not look overly pleased with that. Just to reiterate that today, Cordoba have won. Castellón have also won. So, yes, granted, we have got a point. A point's better than no point. However, we've lost ground on teams what we was chasing before the whistle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, in the comments, if anybody's about what is your thoughts on not only this 90 minutes, but like Alex has said, regarding playoffs, is this team good enough to battle through and win a playoff game? It never looks the same, Alex, when the whistle goes away, when there's no una gitana loca,
no,
and players jumping around, and I don't know.
It's flat, isn't it?
It really is flat. It's so flat. I mean, looking at the players now, you can tell that the players are flat and disappointed, but that performance didn't say that they wanted to win.
No, it didn't.
In the last couple of minutes, it really didn't. Michael Phillips, cheers, Luke and Alex. Good job done. Result a bit disappointing. Yeah, I mean, we said earlier, Alex, didn't we, that would we take a point? I don't know, but as the game went on, yes. But at the beginning of the game, we've got to be winning games. We do.
Yeah, I think it's disappointing today, and I think, I don't know, today's performance is worrying's the wrong word, because I don't want to be, doom and gloom, but
Yeah,
if we want to be winning the league, we should be getting all 3 points there.
exactly. And that's the thing. What we need to be realistic, but like you say, not be all doom and gloom with the Geary cast. Like the fact of the matter is, we are fourth in the league. We've done well. We've had good days, bad days, but when we are bad, we are very bad.
Yeah,
and very dull. And like now, so again, we're 6 games unbeaten. Fantastic. But now you look at this and you think, right, so those wins, we've been going forward and you're like, we're going to win it. We can win this league when we're a chance. And then again now, so we lose points. So next week, if Cordoba somehow drop points, I mean that, I don't mean they're unbelievable, but they are the most informed team in the league.
Yeah.
With us following nearby. If Cordoba somehow drop points, Castellon drop points, and Ibiza drop points, however we win next week, we haven't really gone anywhere. We're basically where we was before kickoff today.
Yeah, it's just disappointing. We don't make the most of the opportunities that we have.
Yeah. I mean, like Stevie Jackson's just said, not the end of the world, lads. I thought we looked really good last week and should have probably won 4-1 at least. Can't win every one. I agree. In the stadium last week, with what I thought we were easily good enough for 3 or 4. This week, right, brings us back as we speak to now in Mr. Matt Harrison.
Hi, I'll do my catchphrase and say I can't hear you. I'm in the bowels of Estadio Nuevo Mirador. The police are keeping us here. I don't know why, because we were mingling with their fans fine. Yeah, just frustrating that, wasn't it? Their goalie was getting a lot of abuse from our fans for the amount of time wasting, and to be honest with you, there's a lot of time wasting from them in general, which I didn't really understand, because obviously they're chasing the playoffs, but whatever. Yeah, I think as the second half went on, we got not as good. Weirdly, I think the ball seemed to be going out wide to Joaquin, and he just couldn't put a cross in. Yeah, I thought, I think I put in the message. I thought David Ferrero for the first 15 minutes, second half was just magical, and then I sort of get why we took him off. Yeah, just frustrated. I think we played better than we did when we drew 0-0 at Atletico San Eugenio, but hey ho.
What's the feeling in the Malaga end, Matt? Are the fans
frustration, real frustration, to the extent where there was. I stood at the back of the stand for the second half, and there's a line of policia behind me, and this guy was just pacing back and forth and kept punching the advertising board right next to the police. And I thought, this is a bit ropey, but no, the police seem to be fine with that. Yeah, there's a lot of people clicking seats. There's a lot of people. Yeah, just frustration. There was lots of gestures of frustration, I would say, which I sort of got.
Matt, we've currently got, and have had for a long time, we've got 95 people viewing the Geary cast.
Hello, 95 people.
Like that's insane for us, isn't it? It really is.
Excellent. Well, I hope, yeah, like I said, this is what my view is right now. What's
the plan now?
A lot of people are very frustrated here now as well. In other news, I've only seen one person wearing the baseball jacket and one person wearing the Malaga baseball t-shirt. So that's not a bestseller, I don't think. I think we flopped on that one. Yeah, nothing else to report.
No.
This is cutting-edge journalism at its finest.
Castellon won 2-0, Cordoba won 1-0. So
I knew about Cordoba and I knew Castellon were winning, so playoffs, isn't it? But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Matt, just a question for you, because me and Alex was on about it. Is this team good enough for the playoffs? Have they got the...
Sorry, I didn't hear that because.
Oh, that's what we want. That's what we all
I
want.
can definitely.
That is what we get with these live phone calls.
You can try ask the question again in a second when I get through the doors. Bye, Algeciras. I'll try and get in a quieter spot. Yeah, I've got to try and work out how to get back now. We're in the middle of an industrial day, basically. I got a taxi with some Algeciras fans, actually, who were very nice. Sorry, say the question. Is this team, and I didn't hear the rest.
Yeah, so is this team, again, we don't want to sound all 1 week we're winning league, the next week we're not good enough, but is this team good enough for the playoffs?
Yes. I think so. I think it's a good team. Just need to find that bit of cutting edge a bit more often, but I think the man to do that eventually. I still think he's sort of finding his feet. I still think David Ferreira is going to be the one that opens it up for us eventually. I'm a very, very big fan. Get Kevin fit. Yeah, I think I'd fancy us in the playoffs. I'm not saying we'd win it, but I don't think we would. I think we deserve to do them. We'd do a job. Yeah.
Based on that 90 minutes, Matt, based on that 90 minutes, is that 3 points lost, shall we say, or is it a point gained?
Yeah. No, I think that's 3 points lost, to be honest with you. Well, for an hour, I think they had a few chances towards the end, mind. I don't know if we came across on TV, but there was about 10 minutes where, obviously, where Algeciras is located, this crazy wind just hit the ground, and the wind was mental. And that's the 10 minutes where I think they played off it. That's when they started hitting the ball long, and the ball was getting stuck in the air, and our defenders were getting a bit confused by it. It was horrible for 10 minutes, and then the wind just sort of stopped. Yeah. There you go. I don't know where all these Malaga fans are going. I don't know how they're getting home. Because I'm hoping there's like a bar inside a warehouse. So I'm going to try go there and wait for everything to quiet down. I tried to get served in it before the game, but I had no luck. Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to know, or do you want me to leave you be?
Yeah. I think I don't know about you, Alex. I dare say that's about it, really, isn't it?
I think that's it. Well, I guess have a good rest of your Saturday night. Where's next for you, Matt?
There's some stewards shaking a car there. Yeah. Again, I think I'm in the middle of nowhere, so you're sort of going in and out now. So I will say adios from Algeciras. Hope everyone has enjoyed the live stream with the lads more than the 0-0 game. I will try and work my way back to Algeciras Centre. I don't know how yet, so this may be the last you see of me. So, adios.
Stay safe, Matt. Adios.
Bye.
Always interesting, Alex, aren't they? So just to wrap up, I think that's all, Alex. I don't know if you've got anything to add.
No, I think that's everything. I think disappointing result and thoughts shared all around. We should have won that one.
We should have won it indeed, I believe. It is 3 points gone. We've lost points on Cordoba and Castellon so far. However, this has been fun. It's always fun doing this. We love doing this for you guys. The numbers have been absolutely fantastic, like really, really top numbers. So thank every one of you. I don't know, is it a Real Madrid day for you tomorrow, Alex?
Yes, Real Madrid women's against Barcelona women's.
Oh, very nice. Now that is a cool thing. So I hope you enjoy.
Any non-league football for you?
No, I'm having a day off. I think I'm building some decking in my garden. We don't all work. We don't all work for Real Madrid, Alex. We haven't all got this great life. But Alex Ashmore, you have a great weekend and a great week, my friend.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Guys out there, thank you very much for everything. I hope you have a great weekend. Hope you've enjoyed today. We will see you for 2 pods this week. Vamos Malaga. Adios, amigos.
Ciao.
1 minute. Adios, adios.